So starting from cursor, for the ones who've been using Copilot, similar things, okay? But cursor is the entire IDE that built from scratch to support Gen AI, okay? So what you can do is I can just simply open the file here, okay? So I will go and find out the workspace. I will go with, um, I think this is our project. Okay, so I'll open the whole folder. All right, so this is just IDE. Now, as you can see, they made a lot of changes. By default, you open IDE, they don't even show you the code, okay? Because that's where the Gen AI is going. And they don't even want you to see the code. It's not really necessary anymore. But we're a CS major, you should probably still need to see that a little bit. Okay, you can open the code here, and that's the same kind of piece of code we're just looking at. Okay, and that's the code just being changed. All right. So the really good thing about this one is that you don't have to worry about this whole copy and pasting back and forth because this is already integrated with the Gen AI. So if you want to make more changes, then you can just say that, oh, I'll say that I'll make more aggressive changes, okay, because I want to show a kind of a list view. I don't want to show the JSON. Okay, so what I can do is I can just go here. Let me find out where we're showing the text, the results right here. Okay, I'll do this. I'll select this method. I'll say that, okay, I don't want a text to show the result. Please change this into a professional list view. All right. So now you don't have to copy the code. They just read the whole context. They're going to figure out what to do. A really good thing is that the cursor is that they highlighted the code changes, and then they're directly making the changes for you. Um, Otherwise you copy this in the back and you don't know where to copy, which one to replace. It's not going to work, right? So that's the basic power of cursor. I know Copilot does the same thing, and you can see the change highlights. Okay, it looks as it's done. To make it simple, since I have the code here, I'll just rerun it here. Okay, so look at here. I think the code is already being updated. Okay, so let me rerun this. All right, so I'm gonna search for 10 and then search results, and then they change this into a little list view. All right, so much easier. And as the AI is getting better and better, there are less and less bugs, and then they're going to make the changes more easily. But the bottom line here is that you had to use the right tool. Okay, you can't use a regular text-based AI tool. That's not for coding. Okay, it just doesn't scale. There are a lot of other tools. I'll just show you that this thing called a Codex. This is from ChatGPT. Okay, so you're supposed to be able to do the same thing. So I'm going to add a project. Okay, I choose that folder. All right. And this one, the newer tool, they don't even let you to see the code. Okay. So I would just say that, let me see what else we want to change. Okay. We want to say that, for example, this part of the UI is not good. Okay. There's the add a new item, right? So we should move that into different screen. So for this Flutter app, the main screen has inputs and a button at the top to add new food items. Please please move this into a different screen. All right. So they are going to automatically load the whole files. They're going to search for your code. And then they said, I found that relative UI in the main.dart. And they started to do all the things. All right. So now I'm moving that logic into a new page called add food page. I'm replacing that with the navigation on the main screen. Okay. And then they're going to make all the changes. And you can still see the code change, but I'm not going to bother to do that. Okay. And after that, they even know how to run this whole thing. Okay. They can run and test it. And then they even know how to, push the code to the GitHub. All right. So right now they're not running it. We didn't ask them to run, but they already finished the code change. Okay. So now I go back here. Let's try this one more time. All right. So you can see they made some changes here. There's a button. If you click on that, that'll go to a new screen that gave you this new item. Okay. See, this tool called Codex does the same thing. It directly modify the code and change it for you. Okay. And the third tool is called Claude Code. Okay. So Claude Code mostly runs in terminal, but you can also run in other ones. But I like in the terminal mode. So if you go to CS, what is it? 70 DB2, get to the folder. Okay. You run Claude. All right. And they get another context and they know nothing about the project. Okay. You should tell them what to do. Okay. So I will tell them, for example, okay, use a bottom navigation bar to change screens for main screen and this screen to add new food items. Okay, very little context. And then they will read your code, they'll figure out what project that is, and then they start to search for the code, just like how the program will read the code. And you can see they look at all the Dart file under the library folder, and they actually try to search for some of the patterns. And once they find it, they find, oh, there is a search screen, and navigate to the Apple page screen. Now they're going to replace this one, refactor this one to the bottom navigation bar, and to switch. And this change shouldn't be too difficult, so we should expect this one to be done very quickly. But this time you're in the terminal. There's no way for you to see the code again. And honestly, you don't have to look at that. All right, all you need to do is every time when the code is generated, you go to verify. All right, so this will show you this one, but don't worry about it. But this tool normally by default, they ask you for the security reason, they ask you if you want to do this one. I'm going to type 2, yes, always allow. And so you don't have to ask this again. Now they're updating the code. All right, so they're done. What I can do also is ask them to run this code automatically. So I'm going to try it here. Okay, so the app is currently running in an Android emulator. Please rerun this app. See if they can do this one. I'm a little worried about some of the paths. Okay, let's see if they can figure out the path correctly. Okay, so you're gonna run this command. Yeah, because I have 2 versions of Flutter. I want to make sure they know the right one to use. So not sure if this is the right version. Yeah, that's the issue because I have 2 versions and they're gonna drop it. So I need to tell that one, okay, because I have a new version of Flutter. Okay, let me find out the path. Okay, so the new version is under the downloads. Flutter. Okay. Got to tell them. So I'll say something else, okay? Don't change the Flutter version configuration. Please use the Flutter SDK at this folder. All right. Yeah, so they bring it back to the old version. Try to run this one. Normally, you don't have this issue, okay? If you just have one Flutter already set it up, you don't even worry about this one. All right, so now it automatically run the app, and you can see it's up and running. And then there is a bottom navigation bar. You can search. You can also add a new food item. So they remove that little button and make a little better. Okay, so the 3 tools, okay, Cursor, Codex, and Claude. It's your choice. They all have free tier, but I think it's very limited. Okay, so if you already have ChatGPT's Pro plan, like $20 per month, I think the Codex is the best choice because I think that one is included. You can use actually quite a lot. Cursor does provide some of the free tier that you can use for a little bit, but not too long. Cloud Code is the most expensive one, and there's not much you can do with the free tier. Even if you do the $20 one, still very limited. The $100 one is better. Okay, so probably I would say Codex might be the best choice. I know it's not a small subscription, but trust me, it's very worth it. Okay, the amount of efficiency you're getting, especially later on, you're really building the project. If you compare using the tool with hiring a developer to do this one, that money is actually really cheap. Okay, the subscription. Okay, so for your career preparation, definitely I would just get some kind of subscription here. Okay, so very worth it. Okay, all right. So that's the basic quick overview on those different tools. But you see the modern tools that not only change the code automatically and also be able to run things automatically. Okay, so get to this point as early as you can.